What do you say, folks? It's Dave back here in Studio B and a little coffee with Dave today on this Sunday morning. A couple things to go over here. As you might tell by the thumbnail, we had some issues with the Atlanta Flames project. You live and learn, as they say. That's what we do. We play these games. We learn, how they work and how they don't work. Well, so I did my Atlanta Flames draft, had some fun with that. We finished in, 7th place. Not a good team, as expected for an expansion team in the 70s. Unfortunately, while I was playing around with it, I tried to add a central division. And I was going to have, instead of 8-8 or 6-6, I don't know what I was doing. I was messing around. I think, 16 teams? So I was going to mess around and make a central division, right? So what did I do? I couldn't figure out how to add a division. And so I added divisions, and next thing you know, I went to remove the new division, and I removed every team in the league. So it's gone. And I wasn't smart enough to save as something else at the time, and so it's all gone. Yep, so my Atlanta Flames project is RIP, and yes, it did go down in flames. Sadly so. And then I wake up this morning to tornado warnings in our area. And I know on Discord, some of our Patreons have been talking about the tornadoes warnings they've been having in different areas of the country. Yeah, we got the one this morning. I look at my phone and go, tornado warning? What's up with that? So it's a little bit to the west of us, but it's still, an active thing till 3 o'clock today. So we got another 3 or 4 hours to sweat it out, so to speak. So my Flames project is all done. I might do that again. That was kind of fun. I wanted to see where that would go. I probably should go and do it the right way and let the WHA exist so I can do a real draft. But it was fun having Steve Shutt on the team and a few other guys like that. It was a good time. But again, I tried to add a division. I screwed it up. Since then, I think I figured out how to add a division and not mess it up. It is what it is. So the Flames are gone. Tornado warning today. I got my cup of coffee here, so we're having coffee with Dave on a Sunday morning. Steeler fan stops by. And I did start a new project. And, boy, what a clunky way to do it. And I got to write to the franchise hockey people. I love the franchise hockey manager. It's a big, fun sandbox. However, if you want to get creative in the game, you got to start a year earlier, sim that entire season, and then you can make all your changes. Why can't you just start on July 1st and make your changes there instead of having to sim the season before? It's always been that way. There's probably a reason why, but it's such a pain in the neck that you can't do what you want to do. So what I tried to do, as Eddie stops by here, is I thought I'd do a best of league, a best of the almost. So I took a bunch of teams, 8 teams to be exact, that made it to the finals but didn't win the cup. And I thought I'd throw them into a league and let them battle it out. And that's what I did. And so let's go there right now. Let's roll the tape, okay? And so that's what I did. However, how I had to do it is I had to go back to start a historical game in 1966, sim the entire 66-67 season, and then in 67, I could delete all the teams and add all the teams. As Michael says, he's got the same kind of weather here. Yeah, it is kind of nutty. I know around the layout was rained out today in his game. He's over here on the East Coast as well. So I finally got him in. And I went in, and of course, me being obsessive like I am, I actually went in and ended up putting all the correct logos in. I figured out how to do that here as well. So here's what we got. We have the Vancouver Canucks, okay, and that is the team, was it 83-84, that lost, and they have Bobby Orr on the team. What I wanted to do is just have the teams play each other, and I guess that's not going to be possible. Because I deleted all the teams from the 70s, and they're all here. So we have Stan Mikita, Fred Stanfield. So this is a big jumble here. So this is not going to work. I just checked this here. What I was looking to do is have the 8 teams. So, again, we have the Canucks, the Rangers, and they See, now they have Velimir. They shouldn't have Velimir. They have Johnny Busick. Oh, Bobby Hull, what a mess this is. So this product is not going to work. What I wanted to do is take the Kings that lost to the Canadians, the Bruins that lost to the Oilers, the Sabres that lost to the Flyers, the Blackhawks that lost to the Canadians in 71, the Canucks that lost to the Islanders. I wanted to take all of these teams that lost, the Red Wings that lost in 94, 95, I think it was. I wanted to take all those teams and have them play each other. And it's not going to work because I went into 66, 67, and I deleted all the teams, but it didn't delete all the players. So as you can see, we have a mix mash. So this is part, I don't know what this is. Oh, this looks good. The Bruins look good. There's no crazy people here. But other teams, yeah. So Velimir should not be here. Velimir should be here. But Johnny Busick should not be here. Phil Esposito's on the Rangers. Oh, my gosh, what a disaster. What an absolute disaster this is. The Kings, this is supposed to be the Kings with Gretzky and those guys, and they are here. But some of the other teams got messed with. And so, unfortunately, this project's really not going to work out too well. There wasn't anybody in the free agents. But, again, if you go to some of these teams, you go to the Vancouver Canucks, and, their depth chart here, they got Bobby Orr on defense and Teddy Green on defense, and it's not supposed to be that. So, basically, the Canucks got rid of everybody. Now, Jeff Courtnall and Murray Craven are supposed to be here, but Dennis Hull, he's not supposed to be on Vancouver. So, I don't know. I'm trying to find a way that I can import teams and not have anybody else in the way. And I guess I haven't been able to figure out how to do that. I thought it'd be a fun project, but now that I'm looking here, all it did, because I'm in 66, 67, it just brought in all those teams. So I suppose I could try this. Eddie White says, what do you say? In his fictional games on FHM 8, I get 3 to 4 seasons in, and the NHL has invalidated playoff system with no option to fix. You need to get FHM 9, maybe. Well, let's try this. So let's go back to my start screen. Now, if I go here, if I go to new custom game, you would think that this would be the way to go. So you have to add somebody here. You have to add, and if I go fictional, then it's all fictional. So I guess I got to add NHL. Name my game, I don't know, Dave 1. I could add more leagues like farm teams, but I don't know if I want to do that. So let's start the game, Dave 1. But what it's going to do is going to bring me into modern day, which I really don't want to do. No challenge mode. And we'll just do this. I'm just going to hit OK. I just want to see if this is going to work. Again, we're just having coffee with Dave this morning. This is my product is failed because the game incorporated all the players from 66, 67, which I wanted to leave. All right, so this is my new thing here. So if I go to my standings, see, it's all the current teams. So there's nothing I can do here. I can't edit this right now, so I'd have to sim the whole season. So I don't know how this is a custom. I don't know how this would be considered custom. Because this is just the current teams, right? This is last year's teams, 22-23, I believe it is. So I don't have any way of bringing in teams. Now, I'd have to simulate this whole thing, and I kind of don't want to. So let's go back to the start screen. New custom game. How about we try fictional? Add a fictional league. Start year 2022, a major league. No, we just want, let's go 8 teams. Let's get 8 teams. But if I do this, right? See, it generates the teams. And I don't really have any way of, I don't know. PJ, I don't know if it's a glitch in the game, but just sometimes what I'm trying to do, it's not really working. Because I want it to kind of almost do like a King of the Hill type of tournament is what I was trying to do. And Eddie says it's just going to give me the 23 season. Yeah, you're probably right. So this is fictional. The Jacksonville Chippers, the one. I mean, and you can import historical teams in, but the thing is that if you want to start fresh with just the teams that you want to play with, I haven't figured out a way to do that. So, all right, let's just hit next step. All righty, next step, I guess. Dave 2. Start the game. And again, but the thing is you have to start the year before. Right? And so now, so here's my fictional thing. And I don't know, man. So now they all have players. But if I go to my manager and I say, don't stop, do not disturb for anything, and I just play to the last day of this season here, so it's going to sim the season pretty quick, which is good. And then you can make all your edits. Again, I wish I could just start my edits right from that screen there. Yeah, OOTP does... the baseball game does a much better job than the hockey. The hockey is definitely the stepchild here for sure. And it does some nice things, but just sometimes you want to get a little crazy. You want to, like, when you're playing cards and dice, would say, hey, I want to play the 72 Bruins against the 1999 Red Wings or something like that. Well, you can't do that. So we're on June 3rd. So let's go to the next season. All righty. So now, still can't edit the league, can I? Oh, am I in commissioner mode? All right, so commissioner mode. That's what I need to do. Now I can. So if I go to edit the structure, I can import teams, but I'm still going to have all these guys here. And that's the thing is that so if I remove Jacksonville and I remove Montreal, I can remove all these teams, which is fine. You got to have at least 2. So now I got just the 2 teams. But if I look at the free agent center, it should have a ton of guys. And I don't know if there's any way of getting... And now it crashed. Oh, this is not good. So I guess it's telling me something. I guess it's saying, Dave, we don't want to do this for you. So, yeah, I don't know any way of doing that. So I guess I could... It just... Oh, historical series. Oh, that's an idea. Let me try that. That's a good idea, Eddie. Oh, it's a historical challenge. No, I don't want historical challenge. Historical series, new exhibition game. No, it's new historical game. So let me go back to my screen here. I can if I do a historical game, I got to go pick a season, and then I play with those guys. Is what it is. I could do an exhibition game. I don't know if that's gonna really help. No, this is just gonna be. So we'll go historical and historical. So I can play pretty much any team, but I don't know if it's going to be a series or not. This is just an exhibition game. Yeah, I don't know of any way. Yeah, I can play any years if I... But, I mean, is there a way that I could put 8 teams of historical teams in one division? So I think I'm going to have to ask that. Is what I think I'm going to have to do. I'll go into the forums today and ask that. Because I just don't think it's going to work. I've tried many different ways. As soon as you delete a team, all those guys back in the free agency. Yeah. So it looks like they got rid of it for the new version. The version 8 has that? Okay. A historical series, yeah. Okay. So you said I could do an exhibition game, I could historical challenge. I don't want a challenge, though. I mean, it's kind of fun to do the challenges, but yeah, I'm not seeing it. So I could do an exhibition game. Yeah, but I'm just not seeing how I can do a series. So I could take historical teams, I guess, and play each other. So I could take, any team from any era. So if I come back to my screen here, so if I go historical and I just say, okay, let's just say I want to play the 1970 Chicago Blackhawks, and I want to have them play the 1987 Boston Bruins. I could do that in an exhibition game. But, yeah. And you say, yeah, I just play a series by continuing. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, it's not a challenge. So if I continue and we sim the game, oh, you can play a series. Okay, so I can play a 7-game series. Alrighty, so we'll sim the games. And here we are. So we had game 1. It was so Boston's the home team every time, too. That kind of stinks. So how'd they do? So Chicago won the first one. Boston won the second one. Boston won 3 in a row. And then, Boston won 5 out of the 7, if it matters. So you can even click on it and see the box score. So you can play a series, I guess, like that. But you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to, like I say, put 8 teams in a league, Can you export a team from one league and put it in? Yeah, you can. So, in other words, let me do a new historical game. Okay. Where am I now? All right, so let me go back to the game. So I should be back in the game now. Yep. Okay. So if I could do a new historical game, and let's just say I go to 1969, right? And I can enable the editing. Enter name for the game, Dave Test 716. Blah 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 blah. And okay. So it's going to set up 1969, but what you have to do is you have to play the entire year. Eddie, it's not that they made it difficult. They made it really impossible. Is because if whatever I do is going to keep the current players. You know what I mean? In other words, I can't start with a fresh slate. I can't start with a clean season and import the teams that I want to do. So that's something I'm going to have to ask them. So right now it's setting up 1969, and you'll see that once we're done, we'll have 1969. But it's not doing what I wanted to do, so I'm just going to hit OK just to kind of get the generic general manager here. Okay, so here we are. So we're at July 1st, and this is what kind of stinks about this, and it's always been this way. You can't edit the league. All I can do is do not disturb, right? I'm going to play it till the last day of the season. So it's going to sim the entire preseason and season for 69-70. So right now we're in November. It goes pretty quick when you go back to the 60s and 70s. If you start doing modern seasons, it's going to take you 5 or 10 minutes because there's so many things going on. So we're going to end this season. Then I'll show you how you can import the teams. But the problem is all these players and teams are still here. And as you can see, when I delete teams, it keeps all the players. All right, so let's go to the new season. So now I can edit this. So if I want to, I can go to my structure and I can import a historical team. So I can import anybody I want. So let's just say I want to import the Colorado Avalanche from 2000. Okay, so boom, they're in here. So now if I go to my standings, here we are, Colorado Avalanche. Alrighty, so you can do that. Problem is, all these other teams exist. So I'm still in 1970 right now. So the Avalanche can travel back in time, or I can play the modern season and have somebody travel forward in time. But if I just want my sandbox, I can't get that. Because if I start deleting teams, I can move into other divisions. Oh, this is where I went wrong. I add division, right? It puts it at the bottom, and I didn't see that. And so that's how I deleted all my teams. So I got the central team, right? So I could move. So now I have Colorado in the central. I can move St. Louis to the central. So now I get two teams. So I could kind of do that if I wanted to. Move Detroit to the central. And maybe move Toronto to the central. So that's how I can do that. So now if you go up to the top here, you can see that I have, 3 divisions. So I did figure out how to do that, Yeah, this new computer is very fast. It really is. Okay, can you then reset the history you do that first year? Well, that's the thing is I don't know. League data. No, teams. So it's just showing me all the teams. But problem is, if I delete a team, so if I were to delete any of the teams here, if I go to my structure and delete them, so I can delete any team here. But the problem is all the players still remain. So I can remove a team, but all the players still stay here, So that's my issue is how do I just kind of bring in 8 teams from history and have them play without interfering. And so far I haven't been able to do that, so I'm going to have to ask on that. But again, if you wanted to bring the Avalanche in to see how they did, you could do that. You can add expansion teams if you want. So if I go to my manager options, I can control all this stuff, so I can add leagues and as so to speak if I want to. Could you add the league you're wanting as a minor league and just play the minor leagues without being called up? That's interesting. Could I add a league as a minor league? Let me try that. That's interesting. So let's go to my start screen. New custom game. Or did I not want to do that? Hang on a sec. Let me go back to what you were talking about there. Oh, I could retire all the players. Yeah, but I probably have to do them one at a time. All right, so I'm back here. So you're saying league structure. Oh, I couldn't. No, because I'm in historical, so I couldn't add another league. If you want your expansion to have a farm team, they have to be added via the structure editor for the appropriate league, and then specified as the farm team of the parents on the parents' edit screen. You want to have a farm team, they have to be added via the structure editor. Is this the structure editor? Specified as the farm team on the parents' edit screen. Okay, so how about if we do this? What if we go to standings and we say the Buffalo Sabres? How would we say that their farm team is somebody? Action menu. No. See, I'm not following that. Active roster contracts, protected list, trading block, short list, finances, history, training, scouting info. See, I'm not following that. It did say if I wanted to. Did say if I wanted to add a farm team, I could do that. Oh, if I want my expansion team to have a farm team. Oh, that's what it is. So let me go to Colorado. Because they technically, I guess they would they wouldn't be the expansion team. No, they're not. Team data. Team harmony. News. Yeah. No, I like your other idea, though. Let me go back to the start screen and do the custom game. No, see, if I do add NHL and AHL, I don't know. So if I go NHL, oh, let's add a league. See, I could add a fictional league, but that's just going to do what it did before. It's going to add fictional, and that ain't going to work. So yeah, I don't think it's going to work. No matter how I try to do this, you know, going back in time and deleting every team and importing teams, I thought would work, and then as you can see, it just added all the players. Bobby Orr was on the Vancouver Canucks, and that's not what I wanted to have happen. So I'll have to ask and try to figure that out. So kind of not having a good day today. I got my Flames project down the tubes. That went up in flames. We got a tornado watch for 3 more hours, and then thought I could combine that and make those 8 teams play each other, but not going to happen. At least not that I can figure out. And again, this game doesn't do everything. It does a lot of fun things. So I thought it'd be fun to bring in all those teams. Unless I could just control all the teams and just have them play and not, I mean, again, that'd be too many steps. You know what I mean? I just kind of want to set it up and play. I don't want to make it too difficult. I just want to hit the button and go and just kind of see the results. It might be kind of fun, but I haven't figured that out, so I think I'll have to get onto the forums and start asking some questions. You know, if I want to do that, how can I take 8 teams from different eras and put them in a league and play without having any other problems? So anyway, so I think I'll try to do that. I'll do some research today, see if I can figure it out. But I thought I'd come on today, just have a little bit of coffee with Dave as I try to figure out how to play some of these things here. It's been fun. Don't get me wrong, it's been fun. It's just like I said, when you don't know how to do something, and it's quite possible that what I'm trying to do is not possible in the game. Like when I did the OOTP, I tried to do the Spiders 1899, and no matter what I did, it wasn't working. You know. And so I asked, and somebody said, yeah, anything before like 1908 or something like that is not going to be accurate. So, okay, fine. At least I know. You know, as long as I know that what I'm trying to do, I'm not doing something wrong, then we're okay. So it just might not be possible for me to do what I'm trying to do. So anyway, so I'm Dave. Had a little bit of coffee this morning here. Hopefully you guys are having a good